Kungamsa Nabalhinge. Let's get started with the major takeaways from today's Tibetan Parliament session. Chaired by Honorable Speaker Khyentse Tumpela, the 7th day of the 17th Tibetan Parliament-in-Exile's 10th session, the general session, commenced at 9:30 a.m. with a continuation of deliberations on the reports of the Department of Security, Desunlehung, and its various jurisdictions in 2024 and 2025 from yesterday's sitting. Desunkale Gerdumla offered clarifications in response to the concerns, recommendations, and questions voiced in the Trezo by about 29 members of the parliament, including from yesterday. She addressed upon a range of issues, including on the Australian immigration program for former political prisoners, former political activists and their family members, then on the possibility of arranging direct flights for Tibetan refugees to visit Kathmandu, and the difficulties faced by children of Tibetan refugees residing in Nepal due to lack of documentations. She also addressed matters related to registration documentations for Tibetan refugees, such as Aadhaar card, certificate of identity, and registration certificates, RC. Furthermore, she highlighted the need for a clear guidance for Tibetans in diaspora, particularly in Western countries, who travel to occupied Tibet to visit their family members. She also expressed concerns over the Chinese Communist Party's transnational repression that actually undermines the freedom and security of the Tibetan living in free countries, as well as over the security arrangements for His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. Finally, the significance of His Holiness the Dalai Lama's congratulatory letter to the newly elected interim president of Nepal was raised, adding that the need of a close monitor of the emergence of a subtle online conspiracy narrative that arose after the heartfelt applause from the people of Nepal. Apart from that, there were many other issues raised in the parliament. So in accordance with the revised list of business, Kale Nonzdomla tabled the concise 2024 to 2025 report of the Department of Information and International Relations, followed by the presentation of the Standing Committee's review of the detailed 2024 to 2025 report of the Department of Information and International Relations, submitted prior to the September Parliament session. Hereafter, a motion for debate on Chite's concise report and the Standing Committee's review was introduced in the House. Following the afternoon tea break, the session was presided over by Deputy Speaker Domasering Dekhanla, during which Kale Nonzdomla presented Kasha's clarifications. The proceedings then continued with a general debate on overall report under Chidelegung, accompanied by official responses of the Kale. So the questions, concerns, and recommendations raised were as follows. Members of the House called for the appointment of a U.S. Special Coordinator for Tibetan issue, highlighting the vital role this position could play in advancing Tibet's advocacy. They further sought clarity on the involvement and role of the Office of Tibet, Washington, D.C. in the loan for the Minnesota Tibet Town project, particularly noting its omission from the report entirely. Additionally, inquiry were raised on the status of land sale in Victoria, Melbourne. Following the Standing Committee's review, the department was questioned about the continued use of Shizangti on the Mandarin language website of the Central Tibetan Administration. CTA, noting the lack of change despite its implication during the general discussion on Tibet in Mandarin. The CTA's official websites were commended for their role in preserving mass information, while a request was made for production of a documentary of various documentaries on Tibetan freedom struggle. The department was also asked whether training programs for Tibetan youth on middle way approach have had any noticeable impact. Furthermore, Khaled Nusrumla was asked to clarify which other nations have followed the example of the US's Resolve Tibet Act, in addition to providing updates on the travel documents for Tibetan refugees in Nepal. Khaled Nusrumla addressed and clarified most of the concerns and queries, while also agreeing to provide further responses after proper consultation with the respective offices. The deliberation on the Chide's report will continue in tomorrow's session. The House today adjourned at 7 p.m. Tomorrow, after the continuation of debate and deliberation on the Department of Information and International Relations, there'll be further discussions, deliberation, presentation of the report of the Department of Health as well. Apart from that, we are looking into the appointment, the election of the other election commissioners. And of course, finally, the third reading of the various legislative amendment that we were able to have yesterday. So this is it for today. Today is the second last day of the 10th session. Tomorrow shall be the last day. And I reckon it is going to be a busy day with lots the continued discussions, deliberations, debates, apart from the elections that will take place. So let's see what happens tomorrow, and I'll be back tomorrow evening with more information.